How does one go about making charcuterie boards? Well, that's easy. It begins with choosing the right lumber. I like to go with hardwoods such as maple, ash, walnut, but by far my favorite, hands down, is reclaimed white oak. I just love the grain pattern. What are the steps involved? I begin at the miter saw. I think it's a great way to break down rough material quickly. And next, you're gonna wanna get yourself a good dust collection unit and be sure to turn it on. Next, I move on to the joiner and I square up one face and one edge. And then I move on to the table saw to cut the parallel edges. Cut thin strips as they're more manageable for cutting boards. Raise the blade just a smidge above your material and grab yourself a good push stick. And for God's sakes, turn on the dust collection. After I was done choking on sawdust, I moved over to my table and put the boards side by side. I labeled each one in and out because I'm gonna make one final pass on the joiner to clean them up, and I wanted to make sure my grain orientation would be perfect for wood movement. I moved on, I grabbed my parallel clamps, I got ready and set up. I glued each board up using Titebond 3 because it's water resistant, and then I clamped them down, and then I cleaned them up with a damp, wet rag. Okay, moving on to a fresh day. What? Come on. Home workshop issues. Your children leave toys everywhere. Oh, shit. And a ball? Come on, man. All right, let's check out our glue up from yesterday. But first, let me grab my glasses, because somewhere along the lines, I've aged and I'm old as hell and I can't see anything. Let's declamp this board and check it out. After you glued up your strips and you let them sit in clamping pressure for a couple of hours at least, I then like to run it over to the joiner. I usually run it for a fresh, clean pass just to make sure the face is dead flat. It may take a couple of passes. But then you'll have it. Boom, a fresh, clean face. Ugly? Clean. Now it's time for the planer. Let's run it through a pass. Oh God, I forgot I gotta run around and grab the board. All these machines are in the way. And voila, fresh, clean board on both sides. Coming up with a cool shape or design is key. So I went to my CNC, I loaded a sheet of acrylic and turned on the vacuum. Oh! I had to test to make sure it wouldn't slip. Then I just said, good boy, good boy. Talk to your machine. You take care of it, it'll take care of you. Oh shit, I forgot to turn on the dust collection. Oh God, God! Hurry up, hurry up! Oof, I did it. Whew. Now it's time to let the CNC work its magic and do what it does. Cut out templates. Or anything I want, really. Boom, check it out. This is a cool shape. I'll have a link down below in the description box if you're interested in buying one. No, seriously, down below. I like this method of putting the template on the workpiece, tracing it out, and then just scribing out the area that I'm gonna remove. I move on to clamping it to my little workstation using these gear clamps. I love these little things, they're like vice grips. And using a jigsaw, you're just gonna cut real close to the line, almost a 30-second, and sometimes a few kerf cuts might be needed. Knock away the sawdust, which is oddly satisfying. And then we're gonna use double-sided tape and apply the template to the workpiece. Take it on over to the router table, which is an area that most people are afraid of, but shouldn't be. But what bit am I gonna use? This little dude or this big mama jamba? Well, I'll give you a hint. It's definitely not gonna be the big guy. All right, let's get to cutting. Wow, good thing I remember to turn on the dust collection, right? It's tough filming and making. But in case you don't know how a flush trim bit works, let me show you. This bit's got a guide on it. It's a bearing that runs along the template edge and it duplicates the pattern exactly. Oh God, what is this guy doing? I have another step. It's time to round over the board. Go back to the router table, lower the bit, and let's knock out these next few steps. What makes this charcuterie board special? That's easy. First off, a good friend ordered this. He came in last week. He said he wanted a cool, custom charcuterie board made for his girlfriend. She has a nickname, which is Ree, and this board is gonna be for her RV. So we're gonna engrave on this board the Ree V. It's catchy and it's cool, right? And to top it off, I'm gonna use Total Boat epoxy resin to make these really cool waves and sea foam. And after all, we do live in Destin, Florida, and we're known for our beaches. So it's gonna be a really cool effect. Also, I wanna give a huge thank you to Total Boat for sponsoring this video and supporting my channel. I've been working with them for years and they are wonderful. If you haven't had a chance, go to their website. I'll have a link in the description box. You'll wanna check them out. All right, let's get to the juicy bits. Let's mix some resin. We're using equal parts resin and hardener. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. Mix it up for a good couple of minutes, and then I'm just gonna pour separate into each one of these cups. That way I can use different colored pigment powder. Now, since we do live at the beach here in Destin, Florida, I think an ocean board is a perfect gift, right? Very cool. So adding in a little clear coat and a little white pigment powder, we're gonna make some sea foams and just mimic the beach. I love ocean boards, right? I don't know about you, but they're gonna love this board. It came out perfect. Now I got the heat gun popping bubbles and I'm gonna let it sit for 12 hours. Okay, yes, I love it. She's gonna love it, Matt's gonna love it. This is great. Now it's time to engrave the Ree V. So I took it over to the laser engraver, loaded it in, had a hard time trying to pick out a font that I wanted. But at the end of the day, there was a font named with his last name. I'm not gonna say it for the video purposes, but how convenient, right? So it's perfect. Now that at the bottom, that's called glow. Now we have to go over to the sanding station and sand that up a bit, and then it's ready for oil. Moving on, using Total Boat's Wood Honey, which is food safe, we're gonna seal this board. We're gonna put on 2 coats, top and bottom, let it sit for 30 minutes in between each one, and when it's all done and cured, we'll wipe off the excess and take a look. Okay, this video is a wrap. We concluded this charcuterie board. I had a blast. Be sure to smash that subscribe button, and before you go, let me show you who's been interviewing me this entire time. Come on. Check this out. I've been using this dude for an eye focus the whole time. So the video was kind of like an interview style mixed in with tutorial. I don't know, something like that. Get out of here. Video's over. Peace.